What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Tam here today to talk about how excited I am for Godzilla Reign of Kaiju. We do this every set, but before we see all the cards from inside the set, the characters get previewed first. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through without knowing basically any of the support inside of the characters. I want to talk about how excited I am about how each character reads with a simple 4-tiered tier list. Let's talk about it. At the very tip top, we've got Building Day 1. This is a character that I'm incredibly excited about. I cannot wait to build them. Just on face, they look exciting to me, and I want to dive in and dig deep into their mechanics. Next tier is Locals Play. I'd play this for a week, maybe 2 weeks, see what I can do, explore a little bit, but I'm not necessarily sold on it, but they intrigue me enough to at least give them a try. Up next, I've got If Asked. Somebody goes, "Hey Tam, what are your thoughts on XYZ character?" I'm not going to go out of my way to go and do some digging, but if somebody asks me, I'll be like, they've got this, it's interesting, whatever. And then no thanks, this is somebody that I'm actively just not going to play. No thanks, I'm just not really interested in how this character works. Even if you come up and you're like, "Hey Tam, what's the coolest thing you do in here?" I'm probably going to say, "Hey, find somebody new." But again, this is not a power level tier list. This is not about how strong and meta defining these characters are. This is strictly how excited am I to play the cool cards that are in our game. And so we're going to start off with Anagarus Fierce Dragon. 633, your attack supported 5 difficulty, get 1 speed plus 2 damage. Very Godzilla King of Monsters shaped. Response after an attack deals damage, add 1 power token to your stage. So I think this guy is Locals Play, and I think this guy's very good. And the only reason that he's not in the Building Day 1 category is he's kind of really straightforward and isn't nearly as exciting as what King of Monsters does, with like the multiple ways to play of like big huge strings with the plus to your check, and then the board to nuke if necessary. This feels like a very tempered, tailored Godzilla King of Monsters. I will say though, if that response or if spending power tokens is a cool thing to do, if I find a really cool card under these symbols that go, holy cow, power tokens are the way to play the game, Building Day 1 instantly. So I think it's all going to be about like what power token support comes out to see how much I'm into Anagarus or not. Up next, we've got Batra, Beast of Destruction. 7 hand size, 22 health character. Commit this card, so turn it sideways. Your attack gets plus 2 speed and plus 2 damage. Incredible stats. And then enhance commit this attack. Mine or yours gets minus 2 speed, and my rival commits a foundation, so stunning you on your turn essentially. And the respond commits after an attack deals damage. Mine or yours, ready this character and seal 1 rival foundation. So turn off their board, they don't get any more. I think that this is a Building Day 1 character. I think that when I first looked at this character, I was like, man, he's really boring. But I do think with the whole my rival commits a foundation and I seal things, there's just enough synergy inside of the game right now that is like, if my rival has X amount of committed foundations, or if they've got a sealed thing in their stage specifically on these 3 symbols, that I think this guy has, most importantly, more than 1 play pattern. And I think that how different he is going to be on each 3 of his symbols is what's going to lead me to wanting to really explore and build and playtest with Batra. Outside of that, he is kind of boring, albeit maybe one of the most powerful characters in the set. He's pretty straightforward, but it's those 2 lines, my rival commits foundation, seal the rival foundation, that I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with when it comes to messing around with Batra. Up next, we've got Biolante, Giant Plant Monster, 536. Your once per turn, so mine or yours, add a card from your hand to your card pool face down, period. Add a card from your discard pile to your hand. You may spend 1 momentum. If you do, add a card from your discard pile to your hand. So constantly filtering out and changing what's happening. And then enhance this deck, it's +1 or -1 damage for each face down card in all players' card pools. This is kind of feeling like a Locals Play. I think this guy's really strong, but this is not really the flavor of five-hander that I look for in universes. I get to tutor whatever I want up out of my discard pile, unless there's some like crazy cool, truthfully offensive combo. I'm only really seeing this guy like be really stellar on defense, and I kind of want to see like what cool wombo combo stuff that I can do with him. But I think there's just other things on this list that I'm more excited for. Whether or not I get to buy a latte might just be I have to play it in a top 8 situation. But we'll see. We'll see. Up next, we've got Burning Godzilla. 632, enhance your attack, mill 4. Your attack gets, with printed difficulty 5 or greater, gets +1 damage for every 5 cards in your discard pile, period. Once per game, remove up to 2 cards from each player's card pool. So I can choose up to 2 from mine, and I can choose up to 2 from yours. Only playable if you have 15 or less health. This is for sure a building day one. When I saw this character, I went, oh, this set's going to be so sick. This set's going to be so cool. The first character that got previewed because of the TCG player promo. I loved the OG Endeavor, which was enhance : your attack gets +1 damage for every 6 in your discard pile. And it didn't have the like mill 4 additive to it. It was just you get the +1 for every 6. The fact that this guy fuels his own plus damage, I could see myself running like an 80 card deck and like having like +10 damage on moves over and over and over again, just constantly playing and like doing that big deck burn. I think that this character is so cool. His symbol spread is neat for this idea. Like I would have never associated like a void symbol character with like giving these big massive damage pumps, and there's a ton of really potent void 5 difficulties to that symbol's detriment. Sometimes when I play void, I play too many 5 difficulties, and so it feels like when it comes to what Burning Godzilla is going to have access to damage wise, I'm really excited to see how this character is played on, again, all 3 of his symbols. Absolutely gonna be playing this guy. Destroya. Perfect life form. Got it to 1. 633. At the beginning of your combat phase, add 2 Destroya counters to this card. Enhance, remove a Destroya counter. This deck is +2 or -3 speed, period. Enhance, remove 6 Destroya counters. Destroy 2 non-character cards. This guy doesn't look very interesting. Even if there was a card that was like secret rare, enhance, add 10 counters to your character or whatever. It's a destruction deck, but it is a lot of like what you see is what you get. Waiting 3 turns to use a half of your character, because adding the counters doesn't count as like an ability, right? Like it's how we get access to our ability. Or like you could essentially like +2 speed twice per turn, or -3 speed twice per turn. I don't know. Like this guy reminds me a lot of Batra, and like the way that he's like going to be playing the game of like maybe once, maybe twice per turn, getting to use and reuse my ability without like the cool factor of like committing and possibly sealing the things that my rival's doing. It's just like remove 6, destroy. But if I'm removing 6, I'm not getting the stats. This guy's just a miss for me. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure that there's going to be some amount of support that says that this character is playable at least, but in his current form, not for me. No thanks. Gigan Space Monster. 631, enhance, remove the top card of your deck, there's your cost. Your attack gets +2 damage, period. If the removed card was an attack, your attack gets +2 speed. So very similar to Batra, again, +2/+2, but it's removing the top card of your deck. So a lot of cool play from remove from game piles, or when this is removed, do a trigger, cool things like that. And then response : after an attack deals damage, mine are yours, draw 1 card, period. If your rival's health is 15 or greater, discard a card. So while my rival is healthy, it is cycle draw. When they are close to death, when they have 14 or less health, it is now just draw a card. So draw, 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 draw. And so like this guy feels like he's going to be like getting the job done. I am locals excited for Gigan. There's gonna be some cool all or air or evil combo deck that I want to like find and play and be like, oh, when I remove this, I'll draw a card off Supersonic Flight. When I draw my card off of Supersonic Flight, it's gonna do this. This is a really good like Science Bros character of a character that like actively is like pumping out a ton of stats accidentally. Under the air symbol you get like some cool stacking, and under the all symbol you get some cool stacking mechanics. Like there's a lot of cool pieces that you can do to make this 6 hand size aggro character like really hum and churn. Gigan's neat. I'm excited for this guy. Godzilla. Shin Godzilla. Didn't realize we had a 007 crossover. 723. High hand size, high health. That's pretty good. Response tenacious, so playable while committed. After one or more rival foundations are destroyed by your effect, gain a health and add a power token to your stage, period. Enhance : this attack gets +2 damage, period. If it deals damage, you may commit this card. That's why our top ability is tenacious. If you do, your rival sacrifices a foundation, which worked perfectly, right? All of my moves are going to get +2 damage, guaranteed. As my 7 hand size, 23 health character, that's good. That's just a good ability. And then when I'm done attacking, I can take and commit this character after my move hits, and then break one of your foundations, grab a power token for +2 later on down the road, and then gain my health back, which is very good for my 23 health character. Thing of note, this does say this attack gets the +2 damage, which means mine or yours. If it deals damage, mine or yours. Commit if you do your rival sacrifices a foundation. This character is going strictly into the if asked tier. He's kind of straightforward. He's not really that exciting. He's very by the books and like does the thing that you're allowed to do. +2 damage on all your moves as a 7-hander is very good, but like there's not a lot of nuance with what Godzilla's got going on. If you do your rival sacrifice a foundation was if you do destroy one of your rival foundations, I'd be way higher on Shin Godzilla, and I would put him closer to locals or maybe building day 1. But because my rival gets to pick the foundation, it's like I kind of wanted the agency over that, especially because I'm, I have a hoop to jump through, which is I gotta land a move, Up next, we've got Godzilla, Titan of Terror. Such a cool card. Response : after you play this, a card with printed difficulty 5 or greater, add a power token to your stage. If this is the second time or greater you have played this ability this turn, commit this card, period. So I play a 5 diff. I'm allowed to grab a power token. I play a 5 diff, I'm allowed to grab a power token and then commit my character, which is essentially +2 damage twice or +4 damage once, depending on how I want to stack them up. And so I could also just like stockpile power tokens and send one absolutely massive move. But we haven't even talked about the crazy part of them. Form once per turn. Play one card with printed difficulty 5 from your discard pile as your next form. No check necessary. Play an attack, play an attack, play an attack, play an attack. Ugh, I'm out of foundations. Well, I guess I'll form Titan of Terror and just play one at the end for free and then dump all these power tokens into it. Wild. I think this character is very, very solid. He genuinely cheats, and I cannot wait to cheat with him. This guy, I think, I really wish that he had the good symbol, because this form feels very good symbol to me. Of like cheating the progressive difficulty and being like I've got one more move to throw. I'm gonna defeat the odds. I'm the protagonist of the story. I've got one more move to try and finish it off. But this guy truly is a terror, and I'm excited to sit down with show Godzilla Titan of Terror, and my opponents all groan because they have no idea what terror 5 diff is going to come from the deep. It's dope. It's really, really dope. Hedora, Smog Monster, 633. Response: mill 1. After your attack deals damage, your rival loses X health. X equals the block modifier of the card milled this way, period. Very strong. a death earth throw character that I think will see a ton of play. Response commit: after you take damage from an unblocked attack, your rival adds the top card of the deck to their card pool face down, period. And now we see the water symbol of like, hey, after I take damage from a move, I will breaker one you for the rest of the turn. You've got +1 percussive difficulty, which is going to make it harder for you to string out and kill me. So not only do I have this inevitable game plan of increasing the damage of all of my moves by putting these in my discard pile and yada yada yada, it's also very hard to interact with me. Probably one of the best symbol-specific designed cards that I think we have inside of the set. It's very easy to see what the death, earth, and water things have got going on. And I think that there's enough places to explore with like how to utilize the response mill 1 on the deck building screen that I think that I'm interested in at least like giving it a look. I'm giving it a look, but I think that like he's probably gonna get a little old a little fast, you know. Up next, we've got Jet Jaguar, Warrior of Justice. It says form once per turn, each player chooses one foundation in the rival's discard pile, then that rival builds the chosen card, period. What a cool ability. Trying to keep your discard pile nice and clean of useless foundations so that my rival has to pick really good ones. And then enhance. This deck is a damage, period. Your next check this turn gets +1. If this is the third time you have played this ability this turn, commit this card, period. So this is going in the build day 1 category exclusively because I am infatuated with trying to build characters that don't play your classic 33% attack ratio. This guy could easily be closer to like a 35-40, all the way up to like a 50% attack ratio because your character counts as a bonus foundation and your form builds you in a foundation that you didn't have to draw. And so having very specific selective foundations that matter and just slinging a ton of low difficulty attacks. Hey, 3 diff, 3 diff, 3 diff, 3 diff, 3 diff, build a foundation, all of my checks, I'll turn them all sideways, they all get a little bit of extra damage. Like, Jet Jaguar, I think, is going to come out the gate on turn 2 swinging, and I think that he's just not going to be built in a classic Universes way. This is a character that is punished for playing the game normally, and so of course I want to not play the game normally. I'm a card game player. And so I just want to see how far I could experiment and move with Jet Jaguar and see what crazy cool stuff that I can do. Up next, we've got King Ghidorah, 3-headed monster. He's a 5/33. At the start of the game, 3 Ghidorah counters on this card, period. Classic Ghidorah flavoring. Response: remove a Ghidorah counter before the damage step of your rival's blocked attack. Reduce its damage to 3. So instead of hitting me too hard, it's 3, only 3. This guy's very, very difficult to kill. And then enhance: remove a card from your hand, draw a card, period. Your attack is +2 speed or +3 damage. So I think that this guy is very, very strong. I think this guy's very, very strong. I'm not positive that I'm in love with how he plays, but I will say I think the enhance: remove a card from your hand, draw a card is very neat. And there are things under specific symbols that, like, say, if removed, do a thing. Like I'm looking at, like, under the death symbol, we've got Koema's Task. This guy, like, turns on Koema's Task really, really well. So I don't think he's like I'm going to build him day 1. I got to see what this guy does. But I think I will end up with a build. I'll play him at my locals and see how he feels. But I do think this character is neat. Probably a character that, like, if I didn't get around to it, I wouldn't be that hurt. So, like, I could put him in if asked, but I know that I'm going to be building some sort of a Death, Koenma's Task, combined firepower, be annoying deck in the near future. I'm positive that I will. And so I'm excited to see what I can do with King Ghidorah, but it's certainly... maybe he's over here on my locals play. Maybe the last one that I play. But we'll leave him there. We'll leave him there for now. Up next, we've got Mechagodzilla Modified Type 3 Kiryu 5/32. You may look at and play cards in your remove from game pile with Kiryu counters on them as though they were in your hand, period. At the start of your combat phase, remove the top card of your deck face down with a Kiryu counter on it, period. Enhance. This deck is +2 damage, period. If it is completely blocked, commit 1 rival foundation, period. This is the character that I am the most excited for. If there is any amount of Kiryu counter support outside of what we've already seen, which we have a very good Kiryu counter support, it is so strong of just like, hey, remove the top card of my deck. I am always a 6 hand size, 32 health character, and that enhance is so mean. If it is completely blocked, selectively commit 1 rival foundation. Insane. I am going to give your move stats, and I'm going to block it anyways, because who cares? Selectively commit the best piece on your board. So good. So strong. What a cool, all good and order character. I literally, I can't wait to play this guy. This is, you ready? To the front of the list. This is the first guy that I'm building as soon as I see all the support. Can't build him yet. I got to have Kiryu counters. Man, this guy looks so sick. He looks so cool. Up next, we've got Mothra Divine Moth. 720, response tenacious after an attack is blocked, mine or yours. The next attack this turn, mine or yours, gets +3 or -2 speed. Makes sense. Mothra is fast. Mothra blocks really well. Enhance, rival's turn, commit. This attack is considered completely blocked to the block step. Don't got to deal with it. I think this character could be pound for pound like the strongest character in the set. Truthfully, if there was a character that like of this set that I was like, oh, they won the tournament, I'd be like, and I'm like, oh, I'm not surprised. It's probably Godzilla, Titan of Terror, and Mothra Divine Moth. I think those two characters are very strong. Not crazy excited. I'm for sure gonna have a deck. But I'm probably not going to jump out the gate being like, man, you know what I want to do? Free block a move every turn. But maybe there's something really interesting. Maybe there's a way for me to re-ready or whatever our character and like get multiple blocks, and like how defensive can I be using the air symbol to take and do the drive parry tricks with aerial Kokosho, falling Kokosho, whatever that card is, and like slam an attack on them. Just going Mothra, it's blocked Kokosho seems really strong in this character. Really strong in this character. But we'll see. We'll just have to see. Up next, we've got Rodan. Fire Rodan, another James Bond crossover. Enhance, this deck gets +2 or -2 damage. Only playable if this attack's speed is greater than its printed speed. And then enhance, spend momentum, seal 1 non-character card in your rival's stage or card pool or stage. I think this guy is almost exclusively regulated to sideboard tier. I think that bottom enhance is really messed up, and I think it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. People are going to lose games exclusively because they don't understand how to deal with the sideboard or deal with the bottom enhance. But the top enhance is such a tiny microscopic hoop that I have to try and leap through this monumentally small hoop. I can't fit my whole body in there. I need a much bigger hoop for me to try and jump into. I'm a big guy, and so like I just don't see how the top enhance is even remotely consistent, and you're playing like a playable good deck, you know. And so I'm gonna put him in no thanks, but he's so close. I'm gonna put him in if as. He's so close. You know, I'm actually gonna put him in no thanks. I just don't want to jump through the top enhance hoop. I'm gonna regulate this guy to the sideboard so that whenever my opponent plays an all throws deck, I just seal other throws and just like kill them on whatever symbol we have. It's fine. And then our last character, we've got Space Godzilla BioQuartz Monster. First form, spend 1 momentum, your checks to play attacks with pretty difficulty or greater get +1. Not bad. Add 2 power tokens to your stage, period. Okay, so +1 to my check for the rest of the turn off the low cost of 1 momentum, and then add 4 damage to my stage whenever I so need it. Not bad. Not a bad first form. That's a good use of momentum. It's powerful 4 whenever it happens to come up. And then responds commit. After your rival makes a check to play a non-foundation card, that check gets -3. Failing that check does not end the combat phase. If your rival passes the check, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. I think this guy is weird. And I don't even necessarily think he's very good. -3 is huge. -3, especially because this can be on block. And so we currently have a character in the format, Mark Tyner, that gives -2 on block twice, and it's very annoying. But it is non-foundation card, and so they gotta block with something really specific. And if they choose to pass it, it doesn't end their turn. And so if they decide that they want to keep the card, they're gonna add the top card of the deck to your momentum. Probably an if asked situation. I'll do a little looking. Somebody can show me a list, and I'll be like, oh, that's fine. This is cute. We can change a couple of things here, but probably not something I'm gonna be bothering with when it comes to like looking at or grinding and playing, because I got all of these other cool, awesome Godzilla cards. And so there it is. There is the list. Man, a ton of really fun, dope-looking characters for me to try and play and explore. I can't wait for all of the Reign of Kaiju cards to come out. Pre-release is happening very soon, within the next 3 weeks. A world premiere happening at Worlds. Make sure that you come and you get your Godzilla cards nice and early. But with that said, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. And let me know what character you're most excited for down in the comments down below. Would love to hear your thoughts. With that, thank you all for watching. As always, I wish you well.